welcome to Ella Reads Reddit Stories. My name is Ella and I'm going to be reading Reddit stories. You know, that's not the name of my channel actually. It's not Ella Reads Reddit Stories, but I felt like that introduction might be crisp. Anyway, it's going to be a short one, but a very, very juicy one. I'm very excited to read this story. So let's just dive right in. Okay, this one is coming from Am I the Devil? So you know it's going to be a real juicy one. This is probably one of the worst ones I've ever read. That might be a bit dramatic. You let me know if you've heard worse, but this one is pretty freaking, it's pretty bad. It's titled, Struggling to Stay Faithful and Remain Attracted to My 34 Male Wife, 28 Female, After We Experienced a Violent Attack Together. Not sure what to do. Let's dive into it. Oh my god. Do you know, no, I'm not going to get distracted. I can't talk to anyone about this for obvious reasons. I even tried speaking to a therapist and they made me feel so low I haven't gone back since. My wife and I have been together for 6 years, married for 3. We currently have a bundle of joy on the way and she's about 5 months along. My wife was always on the fence about wanting kids, but I was adamant about wanting them. And now that it's becoming so real, I'm not sure anymore. I feel like I've just been on autopilot. And after spending this whole week buying baby stuff, I need to figure it out. Last year, my wife and I were at the park relaxing, like we do almost every weekend, and someone yelled at us for speaking in my native language, Korean. My wife is trying to learn Korean too, because she is not Korean, or Asian at all. But she wants to only speak Korean with me at home to make sure our family is fully bilingual and they don't lose their culture. We were practicing out loud and sharing a snack, and this guy just walks up to us out of nowhere with wild racist BS. He kicked our food and there was some arguing. While I was calling the police with my back turned, he tried to hit me with a pretty large rock. My wife jumped in between and ended up taking the full force of the hit, which literally busted her forehead open and knocked her out cold for almost a minute. So she was hit from the front. I rushed my wife to the hospital and the guy ran off and was eventually caught by the police a few weeks later. My wife needed 14 stitches right across her face and had 2 black eyes and blood in them. Her face was swollen beyond recognition for a few days too. And when she fell, messed up an old knee injury. So when she got out of the hospital the next day, half her face was covered in bandages and she was limping. But she was still cracking jokes in the ER. After the bandages and stitches came out, she was told she would need to wait at least a year before having her scar surgery fixed, or whatever treatments. But now that year is almost past, I've started hinting at her to schedule those appointments and such. This entire time I've been struggling with remaining attracted to her, but didn't tell her since I didn't want to be cruel. She's now saying she doesn't think she wants to get anything done because she wants to save the money for the baby. I've offered to pay for half of it. Oh, how kind. I've offered to pay for half of it and she still hasn't looked into having it done. I've also pushed back her meeting my parents again because of this. They live outside of our country, hence why they haven't met yet. I'm bringing her around my friends since it happened. Another part of me is also just sort of mad she even did it. I feel like half of a man now. I'm sorry, I can't. Okay. Another part of me is also just sort of mad she even did it. I feel like half a man now. I've had to delete myself of dating apps before making a mistake and being... Oh my god. I'm trying to compose myself and hold all my thoughts in for when I get to the end of the story because I have a tendency to just butt in. So I'm just trying to get through it. I have so much to say and so much to be mad about. Another part of me is also just sort of mad she even did it. I feel like half of a man now. I've had to delete myself off dating apps before making a mistake and channeling it all into the gym. But every time I look at her, I'm reminded of all those feelings. She hasn't changed a bit besides the scar. She's obviously handled it way better than I did. And somehow it's making me love her less. This plus the pregnancy, I don't even know what to do. I thought about asking for a whole I thought about I thought about asking for a hall pass, but I know without a doubt she will leave me. I thought about taking care of my needs on the side so I can be the man she needs me to be. Yeah, because every woman needs a cheating man. That's what you know what I mean? Shut up. I thought about taking care of my needs on the side so I can be the man she needs me to be. But I know she will eventually find out and she will hate me and make my life hell or leave me a single father, and I will never hear from her again. Okay, I know I said I wouldn't butt in, but I just gotta say, you think this woman that took a rock for you would leave her whole kid to what, punish you? Okay. I just wish it had never happened, but I really need some other perspective or opinion on this. Oh boy, I got one. I got one. Number one, wildly irrelevant and absolutely, I shouldn't even be thinking about this, but this obviously didn't take place in the UK because why are they hanging around in the park all the time? Why are they spending so much time in the park? Who hangs out in the park? Here in the UK, parks are for crackheads, drunk teenagers, and pissing down the slide. I think that's all we have parks for here. But okay, more of the more serious things. Let's talk about the absolute biggest issue here. It's the fact that she made you not feel like a man, right? You think it's because of the scars on her face and blah, blah, blah. I don't even think it's about the way that she looks. I think that you're projecting that onto her, or you're projecting that onto the way that she looks. It's really about the way that she made you feel, because you failed to protect her, and you did fail to protect her, but she protected you. And instead of seeing her like an equal partner and appreciating that, it threatened your manhood, and that's why you're pissed. Let's be fucking honest. That is what it's all about. That's what let's have a look at this. You even said, I feel like half of a man now. How are you half a man? Because she took a brick for you. And why were you not? Somebody's coming and attacking you verbally and you turn your back on your partner and you call the police. Yeah, you are half a man. Okay, the very least thing you could have done in that situation is got her up and moved yourself from the situation together. What you did was get up and turn your back to her. Okay, and this isn't about like man protects woman. It's about like people protect people. Do you know what I mean? If I was with one of my girls, there's no way I'd be like, oh gosh, violent person, let me just turn my back. Like, why did you turn your back from her in the first place? Did you ever love this woman? Is my question. It seems to me like you did not love this woman. I mean, maybe half of it is about looks. Maybe she was a beautiful woman and that was part of what was interesting about her to you. You want to make a family with her. You wouldn't even... Why also if you impregnate, like she's pregnant and you don't want to introduce her to your family after you've been with her for so long and she took a brick for you? I have to find a different way to word that. Take a brick for you. Sounds so strange. Took a hit for you. That's better. That's so much better. She took a hit for you and you don't want to introduce her to your parents because she looks a bit deformed in the face. I don't know what the right word is. You know, she doesn't look as appealing to you anymore. So you need to get your rocks off elsewhere. You fucking suck. You fucking suck. And this woman she sounds like such an amazing wife. I mean, first of all, she's having a child for you, which she did not want to do. She took the hit for you. She's learning Korean for you. I never tried to learn Korean, but I'm telling you, that shit can't be easy. And the ending threw me off so much. You won't ask for a hall pass because she'll leave you. And you won't cheat because she'll leave you. What do you want from this woman? You don't want to be with this woman. You want to cheat. You want to sleep with someone else. What is it that you're wanting from this woman? Maybe you don't want half custody of the child. Maybe you want her to have full responsibility of the child is what? I mean, that's just speculation, but I'm guessing. What does she do for you that you're so afraid that she will leave? And what a selfish... Trying not to swear. What a selfish fucking asshole that you are, that you would cheat or would ask for a hall pass if you knew she wouldn't leave you. But you don't care how that makes her feel. You don't care that that might destroy her confidence. If you could have her sit there and be there for you and still be your wife while you can go and sleep with other people, you would do it. And that alone makes you, apart from all of this, that alone makes you a fucking asshole. Because you will allow her. You will allow that situation to happen. You don't care about this woman. There is nothing indicating to me that you care about this woman at all. You only care about yourself, clearly, and your manhood and the way you look and how attractive the person standing next to you is. Not who they are, but what they can do for you, clearly. Not that funny this week. Nothing, I'm not finding this quite funny. I was so serious. Oh, I'm just not in the mood for a laugh right now. That actually got my nerves. That story is actually, let's get to some of the comments. I was just snorted. You did not see that. Somebody, I can't, do you know why the names on Reddit are so hard to read sometimes? Emirs says, this son of a bitch. This son of a... I don't know how much I can swear on here. I honestly don't know. I'm trying to save it. Like, I'm not going to let somebody else use one of my swear words, you know what I mean? This son of a beat coerced her into pregnancy after he lost attraction to her. 100%. Oh my God, I'm trying to swear. This is so hard. No, what the fuck? He coerced her into pregnancy. Wait, after he lost attraction to her. Oh, I missed that. Wait, I didn't realize he coerced her into pregnancy after he lost the attraction. Why the And someone replied, I know, you can't convince me that he didn't do that to trap her in case he decided to cheat. This man sees that whole woman as an object. There is nothing about him that sees her as a whole human being. Somebody said, somebody called Reasonable Pool 28595 says, it actually sounds like he might have PTSD from the attack and the scar is triggering it. He needs to be real. Therapists. He needs to see a real therapist, not a whack job. If he doesn't, it will not get better and they will end up in a divorce. No, because, okay, say he is getting triggered by the scar on her face. First of all, I think it's triggering the memory, and this is not my opinion. I don't have any kind of, this is a man or this is not a man, kind of set parameters in my head, but from his own parameters, it's telling him he wasn't a man in that moment. I fear that's what's being triggered. But regardless, the wanting to cheat, the wanting to ask for a hall pass, the throwing her right under the bus and making her deal with whatever it is, if he can get away with it. If he can get away with pushing any feelings he has onto her and making her feel like crap, he would. And that's the problem I see here. Whether there's PTSD or no PTSD, that's unacceptable. Somebody replied, he probably saw a real therapist who probably told him he needs to work on the PTSD he actually has instead of pressuring his wife to have plastic surgery the same way he pressured her to have a kid. And he probably bailed on the therapist the same way he bailed on his post. True. There's no excuse for the way that he's acting towards that woman. There isn't any mental health excuse that you can use. So I would say, what do you think? Asshole, not asshole, but I think that one is fairly obvious. If you disagree, let me know. If there's some kind of... Wait. If there's some kind of caveat to this, something going on that is in my blinders, please let me know. But yeah, no, it seems quite shite to me. No, it seems quite like a open and shut case. Okay, let's move along. We're just gonna do one short one, but I wanted to read this one because I thought it looked hilarious. Okay, this is coming from r/entitled people, and it's titled, "Entitled neighbor demands I stop using my own Wi-Fi because it's distracting her plants." I love that. Yes, you read it correctly. I live in a townhouse complex with paper-thin walls and a whole bunch of colourful personalities. One of them is my neighbour, a woman in her late 50s who wears tie-dye every day, insists she has a telepathic connection with crystals. Same. And once told me my aura was too digital. What does that fucking mean? I'm usually sitting out front on my phone with my computer relaxing. I suppose that's why she feels I'm too digital. But her latest stunt truly took the cake. Last week, she knocked on my door holding a small potted plant in one hand and a printout of what looked like a hand-drawn diagram of a Wi-Fi signal on the other. She told me we needed to talk about my router. I was confused. She then explained that my Wi-Fi was disrupting the vibrational energy of her succulents. She pointed to the drawing, which honestly looked like a sad jellyfish, and said the signal beamed directly through our shared wall and bombarded her plants non-stop. According to her, the plants were spiritually wilting because they thought the Wi-Fi was sunlight, but it wasn't. The best part, her plants were in a dark hallway with no natural light. Girl, why? She claimed they had been fine until I got a new modem and then gave me two options. Either turn off my Wi-Fi every night between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Apparently, the plant's resting hours. Or let her share my Wi-Fi and move the router into her unit so she could regulate the signal. Girl, just ask for the goddamn Wi-Fi password. I laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. She stormed off and I was laughing at her. I'm still currently waiting to see what comes of this. Okay, so here's what's happening. The neighbor wants his Wi-Fi password, obviously. The neighbor wants Wi-Fi. No? Am I reading that wrong? I know that listen, I'm a crystal girly. I'm a tarot girly. Come for me. Okay? It is what it is and I am who I am. But if this is genuine, if she genuinely is like, you're disrupting my plans, then I don't have words for that. Other than, yeah, that's entitled, right? Because you can have a spiritual practice, but you can't like enforce how other people live their lives onto that. But I don't think that's what's going on here. I think Girlie wants the Wi-Fi password. Because why is that not? She's like, either you turn your Wi-Fi off between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., which honestly, crazy request, but also, well, can't you just say you did it? Can't you just say you did turn the Wi-Fi off at that time? How's she gonna know? Unless she knows exactly like the name of your, but if you live in an apartment complex. Also, if you live in how many Wi-Fis is on in that apartment complex? Are they in it? Did they even say they was in an apartment complex? No, what's a townhouse? Dumbass. I am a dumbass. A small traditional terrace house. Huh? So they're just neighbors? Is that what I'm getting? They're just living like everybody else does, just with the person beside them either side. Okay, so they live in a townhouse. I'm just going to assume that they're neighbors, just like actual neighbors. Okay. I'd still just say I turned it off anyway. What's she going to do? I mean, probably most people would be like, go away, I'm not doing that. But for an easier life for myself, I would just tell her, yeah, I'll do it between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. But here's the real thing. She needed to go over to his house, really. I feel like, and be like, hi, we're new neighbors. Can I come in and have a cup of tea? Come in and then be like, oh, by the way, what's your Wi-Fi password? Well, I'm here. Now you've got the Wi-Fi password. You didn't need to do all this, girl. You didn't need to do all of this for the Wi-Fi. Anyway, let's look at the comments. Oh, top comment. Let her share my Wi-Fi and move the router into the unit, in quotes. Bingo! Crazy lady has a plan for getting free Wi-Fi. She has to regulate the signal properly. Someone else put, you have to admit, it's got to be about the most creative way to try and pirate your neighbor's Wi-Fi. Someone else put, I like that she brought one of her plants to back up her story too. Yeah, but if you go in with crazy, people are going to treat you like crazy and they're not going to give you their Wi-Fi password. So that was actually a terrible plan. 0 out of 10. That was a terrible plan. Ooh, somebody said, log into your router, change your SSID to not display. Your device will still connect and tell her the Wi-Fi's off. Much simpler. I didn't know you could do that. So more to that, my thing. Just tell her you're going along with it. But then the type of person that's going to come to you and make that kind of crazy shit up just to get the Wi-Fi password is actually probably... You probably want them to know that you've got some boundaries now. Not like, yeah, I'll turn off my entire Wi-Fi system for your plans. You might want to put up some boundaries. Like, hey, lady, back off. Somebody said, no, really freak her out by naming it police surveillance van, #12. I did that and my neighbour went crazy looking for the van. Why would a police surveillance van name themselves police surveillance? No. Okay, this is the last comment I'm going to read, but it's so funny. Somebody put, here in the UK, we have to have a TV license to watch broadcast TV. My neighbour was bragging about not having a TV license. Who has a TV license? If you have a TV license, who in this day and age has a TV license? Literally who? Who? Right, sorry. So my neighbour was bragging about not having a TV license, so I changed my Wi-Fi to TV license detector van 27. For a few days, he was getting so paranoid and complaining he couldn't watch TV until the van left the area. But who even watches like the Skybox anymore? Unless, okay, who under the age of 67 still watches the Skybox? I don't know anybody. It was such a simpler time when we did though. I miss that. I miss there's that thing, isn't it? If you have too much choice, if you have a lot of choice, it can be too much choice and it can be like debilitating. Like if I'm scrolling through Netflix, I'm like, no. When I used to go and watch the Sky, it would be like, well, Friends is on, or I'm trying to think of another TV show, like Practical Jokers. I would never watch Practical Jokers now if I was given the chance. But when it came on the TV, I was so excited because it was like one of the better shows. Do you know what I mean? It was just such a simpler time, and everybody would watch like the X Factor or Britain's Got Talent or Big Brother or I'm a Celebrity. Like everybody, like down from your grandma to your cousins to just everybody. You know, your teachers at school, everybody would just come to, not everybody, not like all your teachers in school and everyone would come together, but like your parents and whoever's, I'm just trying so much. I feel like the whole of the UK society was just watching these TV shows, and then it gave us all something to talk about passionately, which was nice. Now it's just like, oh, hot outside, isn't it? Yeah. That's it. That's all we've got. And that's only for this 1 month, because it's only hot in the UK for 1 month. Anyway, I'm just rambling on now, so I'm gonna leave. This has been fun. I've had a great time with you. Thanks for coming along. Bye.